Hello, welcome back to another episode of Baggers Chat. First off, we're back all together.
Back in
the building.
Yes. And today we'll be previewing the Carlton Adelaide game this Sunday twilight, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
4:40, but now it's 4 o'clock.
4:10.
4:10. 4:10's a bounce.
Big You'll be game. there early.
Yep.
Big game. I think every game is huge, especially for our head coach, Tiki.
David.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Me personally thinks if we lose this game, he is in
Four
deep
and
shit.
4
It's
and
not
10.
good. Can I start? How are we consistently favourites or always very close to being favourites?
Oh,
How's
favourites
that?
against Adelaide?
I was doing the same thing.
Well, quite a bit. Yeah,
I was
they're
talking
2
about,
and up.
That's what I found with the exact same thing. Why? How?
How does it work?
Favourites?
What have we got?
Home team.
Is it all? But is it, even when we play do you remember what we were when we played West Coast? I think I know we were technically the home
I
team.
think they were $2.30.
Yeah.
Shit, that's free money.
Yeah, how's that?
Played in Sydney when the last time they won.
First of all, why would you punt on Carlton?
I have
Yeah,
no
you-
It's
idea.
the worst team to punt on.
I barely. Yeah, I don't rate tipping them, let alone putting money on them.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, gamble responsibly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it should be a big clash. What are Adelaide on the ladder? They're above us, a few spots above us, which is pretty sad.
It is sad, isn't it?
After they won about 2 games
well.
last year.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
right.
one game clear,
Yep.
Yeah, they're 5 and 8. We're 4
and
and 9.
but we have better percentage as well. Though.
Yeah, it's
That's
all about
shocking,
percentage, man.
Huh?
It's all about the percentage.
Well, if it
At
was-
Carlton. Don't worry about wins. Just respectable losses.
Yeah,
Honourable.
we're used to that, aren't we?
That's all it's about.
We're all very used to that.
But I feel like even a few years ago, that without touching on the GWS game too much, even 6 goals for GWS, that would never have been an honourable loss. I wouldn't have thought.
No.
Into
Just before we move on, sorry, I just got just discovered a cheeky little stat about
Really?
Carlton Adelaide.
How's this?
We have not beaten them at Dockland since 2011.
You're kidding me.
Just looked that up there. That's
I
that's,
reckon
that's
those
a
odds will start to go down.
yeah, that's a might be a duck to break this weekend, hopefully.
When was the last time we played them then?
It was a few
going.
years ago,
It's been a while.
2018.
Yeah, I remember
we
going
lost
to a
by
game.
100 and.
Oh, that's right, I was there.
Yeah,
I
I
believe-
went to the game. I went to a little bit of an
Yeah.
argument with one of the Adelaide supporters.
I believe 2011 was when Andrew Walker did that spectacular mark against Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
That was back in the glory days.
the elimination
The
final.
glory
wins.
days, the glory days of what we've seen. Not the John Elliott, not the John Elliott,
Finals.
John Elliott.
The
glory
Brett
days.
Ratton glory days, we love it.
Alright, so I reckon we should move on into the potential changes.
Yes.
Start us off.
You go.
I'll go.
Yep.
So, I mean, I had to bring in obviously Josh Honey. I'm sure we all are a massive fan of Josh Honey.
Yep.
I think he needs to play.
Into the game, not as a sub either.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
he plays a
please.
sub. But
Stiff.
also, I had SBS.
Yes, get him back.
Played a
in.
great game last
Get him
week.
in the midfield.
25 disposals, stats
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
Yes, but I think, I mean, you boys know that I'm a massive fan of SBS.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't want him to leave. But I reckon he might out. So this might be a bit of controversy. But Ed Kerno, I haven't seen. He's lost his touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he's lost a bit. I mean, from last week's game, Giants game, 13 disposals from midfielder doesn't cut it. It's not that.
Actually, when he had our
No.
third most centre
Yeah.
bounce attendances. So.
Yes. And yes.
For a midfield, anyway.
And
Wow.
I
Really?
mean,
Yeah. Cripps
Yeah.
and Dow, the only ones that had more.
How many? Sorry.
So he had 12 centre bounce attendances.
Yeah.
Only Dow and Cripps had more.
Yeah.
From midfielders.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Then
it's not a
also-
good conversion, though. Yeah.
and then also, so then like he went at 62%. That's just not that. That's not.
That's not good at all.
That's not great.
That's usual air though, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for 13 disposals, and also another stat, 10 uncontested.
If
You
you're
go
gonna have low
three
disposals, you want to have high efficiency.
That's what I was
to
gonna
sort of
say.
compensate something.
Yeah, to have
Yeah.
low efficiency when you're having majority
Yeah.
uncontested ball.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know.
And then also 137 metres gained.
Decision-making.
Like Ed Kerno, he's such a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's such a warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that he's been a loyal servant of the club, but 137 metres gained, that's not good
It's
enough. It's not good enough, Ed. And I also put Eddie Betts. Eddie Betts, I think, just needs a spell. I mean, at the start of the year, he was saying that I don't expect to play and stuff when Zach
Yeah,
Fisher was.
he did.
But it's 6 disposals.
Do you play?
One-
You play in the twos then?
I would probably play him in 2s. Bring in Honey.
Yeah.
I think Josh Honey would take that spot straight away. Zach
Yeah.
Fisher potentially we were talking about. Maybe he plays on the wing. Who knows? But one tackle. Eddie Betts. He's a pressure forward.
I mean,
Our
whole
forward
team can't tackle. So
I don't know how hard it is. Why is it so hard? Honestly,
When
why
they're
is it so
paid.
hard?
We say it
Doesn't
every
it matter
week.
if you get paid?
Yeah,
It's just
but
like
they love the
it's just-
game.
it can be a terrible team and
they
still
might
put
get
pressure
hurt.
on.
Come on.
They might get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, so Honey, SBS in, Ed Kono, Eddie Betts out.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
Duff.
you go.
I've got similar ins. So I've got Honey and SPS as well.
Yeah.
I really like Honey. I like the way he goes about it. Good body size. He's not too small. A bit like he's kind of built medium range. How tall is he? Like 6?
I just don't know. I was
6'4"?
about to ask that.
Honey.
He's 6, isn't he?
Yeah.
6. Big like 6.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think he's too short though.
Let's have a look.
When he played it against Fremantle, like last year,
He's
his
not.
first game, he didn't
He's not a
seem
small forward.
Yeah. But that's
But,
the thing,
he's
just
just
pressure
like-
forward.
Alright, so he's 6'1".
Yeah. So he seems like one of those guys who could even pinch it through the middle.
Yeah.
Has he been doing that in the VFL? Has he been doing that?
He's
Or is it
more
just
more
me?
half forward role.
Yeah.
Half
in the
forward.
VFL, yeah.
Yeah. I've got SPS in. He's been out since round 8, so I think he's probably due to get back in.
Yeah.
Eddie out. I think he's quiet on the weekend.
Eddie Betts?
Yeah. Really quiet.
A lot of
Pressure was off. Barely got the ball. I've also got Jack Martin. He's like a walking mummy. He's got so much tape on him.
What's going on there?
He doesn't look fast. He doesn't look silky. He needs just no
You don't know
fear,
your
I reckon.
mistake there? Bringing him sort of straight back in.
But he must be right.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
only
He's
fair.
been,
really
it's been
not,
3
though.
weeks. Surely you'd be fit now. Like,
yeah,
match
He's just
match
not.
fit, but sort of skills and sort of seems what he's like. I don't know, maybe.
Our whole team
Yeah.
lacks skills.
Yeah.
I'm sick of giving guys excuses.
I know, that's
if
the
you
thing.
If you're in,
Yeah.
You play.
like you're fine.
Yeah.
Well, not always. Like Cripps obviously played with a few
Yeah.
niggles, but
Yeah.
he still did his job.
Yeah.
But Martin just looks terrible.
I'm not taking 3 strappings and looking slow. It would be different if he had his speed. He doesn't have his speed.
Yeah. So what's the other?
He's just a liability out there, especially half forward line. Such a liability.
But yeah, those are my selections.
Me. So I had a little bit interesting. So I had SPS and Honey in, as we all have. Then I had Martin out, and I also have Fisher out because, like Jack Martin, he just doesn't look fit. He looks underdone, brought in too soon. I don't know what it is, but I think they give him a week out, a spell. I don't know what it is. Just getting fit, and then also with reports surfacing just recently that Pitto might be out for the season.
Yeah.
And depending on that, I have him as a maybe out. And then because we don't have Levi suspended in the VFL, so
Who comes in?
we don't have another tall. So I have Murphy just coming in because he'll probably come in, and then it's probably someone like Cripps or someone pinch it in the ruck. I don't know.
Jonesy.
Yeah, you might even go Jonesy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
so-
you got down back.
They asked Cooper about that. I don't know if you watched the interview with him and Weeders. They asked him about the potentially moving into the ruck, because I can't remember who said it, but someone said it, and they asked him about it, and he said he seemed willing to sort of do anything, but I guess
It's just the thing about playing the ruck is he would be very protected.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Martin will be going at him.
exactly
So, that'll definitely hurt us.
good effect.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So yes, that's the 2 and maybe 3 changes that I have.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I had pretty much similar to all you guys. So I had SPS and Honey coming in. Honey kicked 3 leads in the VFL.
Yep.
SPS laid 6 tackles to go with his 25 disposals
Which is
of
good.
12 kicks, arguably against not a great team. But it's showing signs that he's obviously getting better. And I think you were talking about before, you reckon he might stay, SPS?
Yeah, I feel like he might stay. They seem to be putting him back in through the middle.
Yeah.
So that's good. If they're doing it in the 2s, that's
Yeah.
a good sign because the club's been a bit all over the place.
Yeah,
I think it was Sam Edmund that said that he's happy to stay as well.
Yeah.
And I'd probably take out Fogg, probably 9 disposals, and he's the player I had sort of under the pump a bit.
Yeah. So you've got him out, definitely out.
I could be out. I agree with Martin as well, and to a lesser extent, but probably still Fish as well. Players that just sort of got brought back in when arguably probably shouldn't have been. SPS, Honey, I'd bring in. Who else done well? I mean, obviously I'd bring Levi in if he could, but obviously we can't. So that'd be interesting to see what happens there. But
What was that, Levi?
It was just like a straight lazy elbow.
And this is
Just
one
when he was
game?
shepherd. It was a 2-game suspension, but I think it was 1 for a guilty plea. I think it was just the 1 week.
yeah, and I'd probably, I've got a few outs there. I'd probably still look at potentially bringing in maybe Murph as well. I reckon he went around 2s, and if he's needed, he's needed.
And he's dominated. Like, he's just too good for that.
He's too good for VFL, yeah.
But yeah, it's
exactly
just a shame seeing that because I don't think he's playing the same as SBS because that was what I was about to touch on before. If SBS comes in and plays in the back line,
He might.
He can't.
I swear to God.
It looks like they've made the change to that.
have to.
Exactly right.
So,
Another player to keep an eye on, but I don't think he'll be in this week, but he definitely should get a game or two before the end. Carroll, 25 disposals, fed 20 kicks.
yes.
He's
He's only 18.
He looks
he's
really
very young.
youngest player in the
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah.
Because apparently he was if he went next year into the draft, he would have been top 10 pick.
Yeah.
And said he went in the draft this year and we got him at pick 40 something.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that's
Yeah.
good recruiting.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
Yeah,
ends
it's
up
good.
working well.
Hopefully it pays off.
Yeah, I think it will. I think him and Durden are good pickups.
Yeah.
Like, considering we had pretty,
Lackluster picks last
yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. All right. Beautiful.
Yes, I reckon we'll move into the key matchups. Do you want to take another?
Yeah, so I've so down back, Weeders versus Tex. Obviously, Tex being one of the informed forwards this year. I like big Tex. I like how he's bounced back.
Yeah,
Got a bit
like
of criticism over the last few years.
Yep.
That's Weeders has struggled a bit the last few weeks. I think he should be fine against Tex.
He needs that game to bounce back.
Yeah.
And he's usually a pretty consistent, player. But I guess the defence as a whole aren't really helping him. Yeah, so I've got another matchup through the middle. This wasn't supposed to be through it. So I've got Ben Keys versus Sam Walsh.
Ben Keys playing well.
He's, he was on the rookie list last year.
Yeah, he's fired up.
Came over from the Lions and, he's playing some good footy. So that'll be a good matchup, Keys versus Walsh.
Yep.
How do you reckon Walsh will go this week? Do you reckon he'll be tagged?
I think Adelaide will give him some attention after they've seen how,
After last week,
But I think Walsh will be better for last week's game.
Yeah,
He's still at 20.
Exactly.
We've got midfielders who don't even get 15.
Yeah.
And don't get tagged.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
exactly.
If they bring in,
No,
bring in SPS, if Kennedy still, you'd assume, obviously, holds his spot and other players like that, Cripps and all that. Yeah, even just Walsh shaking that tag, like, as I said, we talked about it last week, like, it will just free up the other players.
Oh,
You would hope so.
100%. Like, he's had, 31 disposals the other week. Like, he's going pretty well, but, yeah.
He's no Walsh. He's
He's no Sammy Walsh.
But he gets, he's serviceable.
Who's the man that would tag though from Adelaide? Would it be Paul Seaman? Is he a tag?
Nah, so he's a
Yeah,
winger.
I don't know who else would tag.
David McKay can we saw you clean up Hunter Clark, so he's a little bit more of a physical player.
Watch out, Walsh.
So
I'm not sure. Well, I used to have Crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
Is the other Crouch playing?
No, he's after a year. He's after a year.
So I think he'd be the one to tag him if he was fit.
Yeah.
So
you reckon Walsh might go right this week?
Yeah,
Hopefully, I hope a bounce back game. Be good for him.
Yeah, so we'll look up forward. I've got Harry Mackay versus Jordan Butts.
Butts, yeah.
Butts is a pretty solid defender.
Yeah.
He did a really good job on Hawkins round one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Daniel Talia playing?
No,
he's not. I mean, I'm not
I
too
don't
sure.
know.
about
I don't.
that.
Yeah, because he'd be the key back for them. So I think Jordan Butts has taken that role on. How do you reckon Harry go? I reckon he's going for a big one.
I reckon.
I think
Call it every week.
Yeah, that's a. Well, he still kicks his goals. I know he missed a couple last week, but
Yeah.
geez,
I
a
can
few
go
years
right.
ago when he was kicking 3 or 2, we're going, geez, he had a good one.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
Like I was saying before in the group chat, how our expectations have changed so far. Like, he's improved so much.
Yes.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I think people realise that. He's come in as a tall, skinny forward.
Yeah, like when you look at the progression, like
Yeah.
he's been, he's a good example of a player that's developed the way you should.
Through the VFL.
Through the VFL. Like, I remember going there and watching him play in the VFL like countless times, and he like the amount he's put on a bit of weight and all that. So like he's progressed the way a footballer should almost. There's a lot of players that we just don't get right. I think he's a prime example of a player that we sort of got right. I think he's pretty like tough, like mentally as well. Though, so which sort of helps.
He's definitely fixed that up. Off season, he did something. I think I touched on it last episode. But yeah, that's the matchups for round 14.
So touching on players that we think should be deserving of a spot in the seniors, any players that you see sort of under threat that are due for a big game, Mitch?
I put Zach Williams.
Yeah.
I just think with the scrutiny during the week with just how I think Jonathan Brown, how it's just saying lazy footballer on 800k plus whatever it is, we don't really know exactly what he's on, but big recruit. I just think It's more kind of hoping that he just has a big game.
The footy's been scary. Like you said, the footy from the show. Like sometimes you don't pick it up live, but you watch it back a couple of times. Like the way he positioned himself and how he the fact that I can't remember who the player was, his player or whatever kept running.
Saad was tackling someone and then
he was just walking, and you see Williams just walking, sort of letting them all run past. It's like, what are you doing?
And we literally got this guy as a midfielder.
Yeah.
He has barely got the tank to be a half backer, let alone a midfielder.
I just don't understand. Oh, anyway, but yeah, what's your due for the big game?
I agree with you. I got Zach Williams.
Yeah.
You guys were touching on Lockie Fogarty. He just needs to get a bit more of the ball as well. Get on the scoreboard a bit more. I know he did. Did he kick 1 or 2? 1?
Kick 1 at one.
At the start of the game.
Yeah.
He just needs to hit the scoreboard more. Zach Williams and Lockie Fogarty.
Yeah, beautiful. I would, go sort of. I'd agree with both of them, and also I'd chuck Sam Doherty up as well. We spoke about it last episode when we recapped the GWS game, but I think, especially when he's the, captain, and you know what I found interesting on that? Like, a lot of people, obviously non-Carlton supporters, obviously we all know, people that don't know Doherty's the captain, like, you talk to a lot of people like, oh, is Doherty captain? Is he like, I know it. And it's like, I thought Cripps was, and you're like, I think that says a bit in terms of from an outsider's perspective. You realise the Cripps is captain because he's on-field leaders, like all that sort of the captain qualities. But then you have no idea that Sam Doherty is captain. Arguably, probably shouldn't be. I reckon if you took the captaincy off him and just gave it to Cripps, we talk about it every week. But I think that would relieve him a bit. I'm not saying drop Sam Doherty. I think under less pressure, he might perform a bit better. But then if he does continue the way he played, as I said, stats don't tell the whole story. Like, you look at the stats, it looks like he goes all right. But I believe when you actually watch the game, just the fumbling, the decision making, I just think, he's sort of under the pump and due for a big game, I reckon. What about you?
I have Doc Fogarty under the pump, and then also a couple others. I have Parksy, one of your favourites. Not from my perspective under the pump, but from the club's perspective that he hasn't had a real big game in he's getting the opportunities where guys like Honey and these guys aren't getting opportunities, and he hasn't really taken it fully. Like I love Parks, I know you love Parks, but I think not from me, but from the club's perspective, he's probably a little bit under the pump. And then for a big game, I have, as you sort of touched on in the matchups, I have Wiedering due for a big game, a big matchup with Tex, and he's been down the last few weeks. So I reckon if he can hold Tex to 0 or 1 goal, it'd be good for him.
Alright, shall we move on to the predictions?
Yeah, alright. I can go for it. I reckon, so we're all going to be there, us three are going, you've got other plans. I reckon, I say it every week, but I reckon we'll win. This is home.
It's going to be
Ethan
Davey versus Hawthorn, 63 point.
It's not that I'm not going that big. Just trying to think what excuse I can come with this week. Just because of where we're playing. I don't know. I reckon we'll win. I reckon probably a very close game though, closer than what it probably should be. Probably about 8 points, something like that. And Harry will kick 5.
I like it.
How's that? That's a big one. Mitch, what do you reckon?
I put Carlton for 12. 2 goals.
Yeah.
2-goal win. And also just the predictions. It would be awesome to see Harry Mackay and Walker go against each other. Mackay being...
Hopefully they're going at each other and Tex has got 0 and...
that would be awesome to see Mackay kick 12 and then just see Tex kick 0 goal 0.
That would be... It would be good to see awesome. 2 people that are very close in the Coleman medal. One just sort of just create that bit of a gap, keep him to none or 1, and then Harry kicks 5.
I reckon he could do it as well. I reckon he's the type of player who could just be to kick 12 against Walker.
Just need to kick it to him on the boundary so we can see it. Don't kick it to him directly. Make sure he doesn't take any marks directly in front.
If he kicks 12, we'll win by more than 12 points.
Absolutely.
And then we'll lose by 4 goals.
We'll get money Shane McAdam to kick 10. Shane McAdam will kick 10. Anyways, Duff, what do you reckon? What's your predictions?
I've got us to win, obviously. I'm quite an optimistic guy. Blues by 4.
Yep.
400 or is that within the
4,000. I reckon it's going to be a real nail biter. We haven't had a real nail biter. Have we even had a close game?
No, because we always give up when the game gets close.
I think nail biter last 2 minutes. I can
God, sorry.
No, I can smell like a Josh Honey kicking a winning goal.
Nice. So that's the thing. I don't know. I reckon if you look at our team, I reckon we should win by a few goals. Yeah, the favourites, sports bet ratings.
I'll just take a win at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've gotten to that stage where 1 point wins. We're happy with that. But if you ask us probably coming into the year, you probably want to be winning these games by a few goals. I would have thought. But yeah, it's interesting. What do you reckon?
I have us very similar to Mitch. I have us by 11 points.
Yeah.
Out of pure hope. Desperation, optimism, whatever you want to call it. And then I have Harry to kick probably 4 goals, Walshy to bounce back.
And you're a pretty fair tipper too. You're not scared to tip against Carlton.
I tip against us most weeks. I'm probably actually on ESPN going to tip Adelaide just because I'm sick of tipping us.
Yeah.
But for this sake, I'm going to go us by 11 points.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, moving on to some questions. All right, we ready?
Yep.
All right, so this one is from Aiden Box. He says, is Ross right in what he's said and what Ross Lyon has said? We're all seeing Doherty. If you're letting your captain get away with it, the rest of the list goes beauty. You keep getting picked. And Aiden asks, related to that, is it time to drop Doc? What do you reckon, Jack?
Personally, I would say not yet. I mean, he's struggling at the moment. We all know he's struggling. We're all getting frustrated with it. Yeah. But, I mean, he is our captain. Yeah. And as we saw a few weeks ago, his best footy was really, really good. And I think it only takes a couple of weeks. Really.
The captain?
The captain's I do agree to that part of it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the same time, we can't drop him.
Beautiful. All right. So, moving on to the next one from Mark Woods, long-time supporter.
Draws it.
1 month.
5 weeks.
Which club is in a better position to win their next flag?
Carlton
or St Kilda? With that being said, Mark is obviously a massive die-hard St Kilda fan, hence the question.
Well, in terms of ratio flags to years, I would assume us.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now, Carlton and St Kilda are the 2 worst teams in the competition over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would hope us.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's tough. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, and we are definitely.
Yeah.
I don't see them ever winning a flag.
Well, our biggest loss came last week.
I just don't. They've had so many good teams. They're one of those clubs. They just can't win.
Yeah.
They struggle to win. I know we have.
We may have lost a supporter there.
Sorry, Woodsy, but
Yeah, but I mean, we did speak about it. A couple of weeks ago, but they went too hard. They got the Crouch and the Higgins. They haven't done much. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They haven't done a lot.
I reckon we've been slammed in the media way more than they have.
Yeah.
And why? They're supposed to be top 4.
Yeah.
They're a game ahead of us.
Yeah.
It's because of the club, though.
That's why I also think that we're ahead of them.
Yeah.
As in we're the next premiership team.
Before them.
Yeah. That's right.
So,
beautiful. All right, moving on. So, what else do we have here? So this is from. This is the nickname. So from Riley in the Blue Baggers group chat. Shout out to Riley. Is David Teague heading towards a point where his position is untenable? What's that word mean?
I don't know. It means that he's just not a place from there anymore.
Yeah.
I think personally, give him a chance with actual half decent assistant coaches around him, because right now, I mean, assistant coaches, as we touched on earlier in the week, not great. So I think right now it's a little tough. I mean, he could do better, but I think give him a chance with actual, a good coaching panel, and then make an actual decision. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Next question. So what happens if we perform the same way we have for the past 6 weeks? What do you see happening?
This is from Mr. Always in the group chat. Yes, I think it was that. But
honestly, I just
touching on the last one. I don't think you can just drop Tiggy, get rid of Tiggy personally.
It sends us backwards again because
just readjusting the house.
Yeah.
That was your idea.
Hang your head in shame. No, what's been a year and a half? Memory's pretty bad.
It's 2019.
Yeah, hasn't been overly.
He hasn't had a full season.
Surely there has to be. Yeah, exactly right. So surely there has to be. Hold on, maybe the coach isn't the issue, and you got rid of however many coaches back to Wayne Britton before, or the coaching hasn't been that great for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But surely that it's not the same issue. Surely there's other issues than that, which I think the review will find out. there's players, people that have been there for a long time that probably shouldn't be there anymore. Like board members, assistant coaches, probably Stanton. All them sort of players. They got to look at the sort of coaches. They got to look at them first before they just get rid of another coach. Like, you can't just keep getting rid of coaches.
Yep.
Like, we've had more coaches than we had prime ministers. Like, it's a joke. Like, you got to look at other issues. So maybe it isn't the coach. I know the coach is always the one that it falls on.
Yep.
But there's more issues at the Carlton Footy Club than the coach, and that is evident through all the coaches we've been through, and we're still not very good.
And also, as we talk about with how deplorable our assistant coaches is, if we for some reason sack T during the season, who the hell is going to be our interim coach?
Yeah, who? Exactly right.
He's gone, mate.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like Lagoon Shea.
So,
He's going too.
So what?
He looked amused on the weekend.
And for the people that are saying like, it's not hard on Teague and all that. Like, you don't know that. Like, I can tell you right now, Teague, he's not. You can tell, but it's when he fronts up to the press conferences, like he's
tired.
Not a bad way, but he's just sort of he's done with it too. He's sick of it too. And I'm sure he thinks that he's coaching is perfectly fine and the best footy's fine, but I just don't think it's as much him.
It's so frustrating for him.
Like, he loves the club at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's been to the Bullions, then he obviously played for Carlton.
Yeah, one of the best and fairest.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. He's not happy. So no, I think he gets a bit hard done by. Any more questions?
All right, that's all done. Q&A. Well done.
Dang.
Thanks for your questions, everyone.
Yes, as always.
Really appreciate the support, the love.
Yes. Probably biggest chat. But I reckon that will be. I reckon we should start to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But once again, you boys have been absolutely terrific.
Yes. Good to be back in person.
And
it'll be good to actually go to the footy.
So, yeah. We just got. Obviously, we're filming this sort of in the afternoon on the Thursday, so we've just got our tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've already got your tickets, mate, have you?
I am just about to make a phone call to my mates, so I'm hoping that...
He doesn't know how to book his own tickets.
Yeah.
We'll be a bit late. I've obviously got a big day at the VAFA, helping out there. So 5 games in one day. Come down, Elstonwick Park. Hope to see you all there.
I'll be Preston, sorry.
It'll be good fun. Yes, obviously the twos are on sort of just before the seniors in Preston, so... If you can't get down to Elston, get down to Preston. Second best place to be at that time. All right, that's all from me, guys. How do you feel? You all good?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we come back out the next time that you see us. We'll have a win against Adelaide.
By 8 points.
Hopefully, we'll be a lot happier in our recap.
Yes. All right, and as always, go the Mighty Blues.
Baggers.